everybody, this is Melanie. Welcome back to Crafting Chaos with Melanie. I hope everybody is doing good today. I'm recording this on Saturday and it is World Card Making Day, and I really wish I had planned to do something, but we're going to be a day late. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start our Christmas cards, and there will be a lot of Christmas cards coming. It won't be all that's coming, but it will be a lot. And on the desk today, I have Catherine Puller's new cookies and milk collection. And it is such a cutie. We're going to be working with it today. And I'm going to be doing some techniques to show you some cool techniques. And I'm going to be showing you how I use blender pens instead of markers. I think these are hidden gems. And I'm excited to show you how to use them. So what are we going to pull in today? I have Catherine Puller's cookies and milk pattern paper. So we have all this pattern paper. We're also going to be using the stamp set. And this is called Holiday Mugs. And you can tell this is well loved already. And I literally just started playing with this yesterday. And I have used and used it. This is a good one. This is a good stamp set. It is so cute. It is so cute. So we're going to do some of the holiday mugs. And when I look at this stamp set, we're going to make some cards. But I think this is just an awesome stamp set for tags as well. So we might make a tag as well. And the inks we're going to be using today, I have a mixture of the full-size inks and some of the mini inks. So we're going to be using On the Lake. That's a new color. We're going to be using With an Olive. That's also a new color. Slate from the neutrals. We're going to be using Rouge, Cotton Candy, Sea Glass, Pebble, and Tranquil. So these are the colors that are in the paper collection. So those are some of the colors that we'll be pulling in today. I also brought in some browns. And in the browns, we're going to be using Sandcastle, Macchiato, and Over Coffee. You're going to need glue. I've got my glue press here. We're going to be using the Patagonia Sequence Mix. Look at this, how pretty. Isn't that pretty? We're going to be using that. And we also might be using some glitter. So I pulled in my Wow Cotton Candy Sparkle Glitter. And this is Sparkling Sugar Glitter. All right, so what are we going to do first? The first thing I'm going to do is show you a really cool technique in using your ink pads and blender pens. Now, these are some of the mugs that I've already colored. Look how cute these are. I really hope you can see these. Look how cute. Now, this one right here is done with Copic markers. It's real bright and full of color, and I did use glitter. This one right here, I use blender pens, and I use some Snow Tech there, and I love that for the marshmallows. Isn't that adorable? And we have a reindeer, and we have a Santa Claus, and then we just have a regular, like, winter print. Okay, so I don't know how many have heard of blender pens. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know a lot about blender pens until I started watching Catherine. And she has a great line of inks, and however, she didn't have markers, and she doesn't have cardstock. So she was quick to it to show us how we could utilize our ink and actually be okay without having those products. And we're using it from ink, which means you get so much more use out of your ink, and I love that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in, let's see, which one are we going to color here? I want to do an easy one. Let's do the holiday mug. Let's do that one. So, as always, whenever I get a stamp set that I love, and I know I'm going to be making a lot of cards, I get the stamp set out and I make a bunch and die cut them, yada, yada, yada. We've already established that I go way overboard on this. So let's get this one out. Yeah, let's do that one. I really like that one. Look at these stinking trees, guys. Look at this. Look at those, how cute. And look at the gingerbread. Aren't those adorable? Oh my gosh. The cuteness is crazy. Okay, so whenever you're using blender pens, now I have an array of these. These are Tombow, and it's just, I don't know what the solution's in them. It's not water, and it's not alcohol. So that's all I know. And I got mine at Michael's. Now, Catherine probably sells them on her website. I'm not for sure. But I did purchase all these at Michael's, and I used my coupon. And what I did is I just put some tape on there and put what color family each marker's in. Okay, so I just have a bunch of those, and I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper here. Let's see, I've already been using one. So what you do, we're going to start off. Let's pull this to the side here. And I'm going to be using cotton candy. So I'm going to find the one that I've been using, the red. Let's see here. All right, see that? So when you get these, the tip is completely clear. I wish I had a new one. I wish I had a new one to show you, but I don't. So what you do is you can actually clean these off by just rolling them down, running them down scratch paper like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in my cotton candy. And guys, my cotton candy on both of them probably needs to be re-inked. And out of all the colors I have finally lost a re-inker. I cannot find my re-inker anywhere for cotton candy. Anywhere. And I think what I'm going to have to do is order one. And it breaks my heart because I know as soon as I order it, I'm going to find it. Okay, so back to what we're doing. What you want to do is you get your blender pen and you're just going to touch it to the ink. And you can actually see it pull it off here, right? So you just want to do that. And I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to color these. Look at that. Now, I will tell you a couple of tips with the blender marker. I don't think blender pens are designed to use on large real estate. In other words, large, I can't find my words. For instance, I wouldn't want to color in this entire mug. Let's just say can't believe I don't have anything on my desk. But if you had a big image stamped out and it's just the inside of it is completely blank and you want to color that. I really don't like the blender markers for that because whenever it's a large image with a lot of space to color, you can see the marks. Whereas if it's just small amounts like this, it blends perfectly. And I'll show you what I'm talking about on some of the mugs because you can see it on the mugs, but I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks really cute, so I went with it. Look at that, how cute. I absolutely love this. All right, so we are going to put that to the side, right? And now I'm going to pull in over the lake, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now, the inks that I'm using are the inks that are in the color collection. So it's in the paper collection. So I just pulled the inks because I knew I was using that paper collection. You can also download her color wheel and find other inks that go with this. Oh, look at that, how pretty. And then, as you're doing this, I don't know if you can see, but it's going to get lighter. Right? And that's okay. I like that. I think it gives it like a highlight. All right, so we did that. I just think this is a really cool technique and a really cool way to utilize your inks and not invest in so many products. It just depends on what you want to do. I've said multiple times, I'm just not a big colorist. It's not my thing. I don't mind coloring small images, but when you get into super, super detailed images, it's truly not my thing. All right. Look at that, how pretty. I love that. And I'm going to leave the mug white. I'm not going to do anything with the mug. If you see here, and these right here, you can really tell if you look, like where I painted or colored the mug, you can see lines. Now, if you used a Copic marker or a water marker, you wouldn't see as many lines, but I'm okay with that because this is a small image. I think it's cute, and I'm going to leave it. It doesn't bother me at all right? So what I did is I colored several of those, and I'm just going to push those to the side, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a really cool ink blend. I love to ink blend. Let me get my mat here. I always like bringing in a separate mat when I ink blend because I make a mess. So I have some card panels and bases already made. So we're doing a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cards. So I have some 4 by 5 1/4 mat, and I am going to put, try not to make any noise here. I'm just going to put down a little piece of tape to try to help me keep this on my mat. Okay. Let me pull these out of the way. And I love to ink blend. Love to ink blend. Am I great at it? Probably not. But I still love to do it. So, and it's such a cool way to get a beautiful effect on your paper. So the colors I'm going to use, I wanted to do a pink card. I always have to do some pink Christmas cards. So I'm going to bring in my full-size rouge, ink pad, and my cotton candy. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a blending brush. I have a couple of blending brushes here. These are some blending brushes that I got off Amazon. Okay, nothing special. And I'm going to go in with my cotton candy, and I'm just going to ink blend. Now, I'll tell you, my cotton candy is a little bit dry. Like I said, I cannot find my refill anywhere. I don't know if this is going to work with the cotton candy. It's, you know what? We're going to improvise. We are going to get It's a Girl. Let me get my It's a Girl. It's a little bit brighter pink than the cotton candy, but I think it's going to work. And it is freshly, look at that. What a difference. Yes. Perfect. And I'm not worried about a little bit of smudginess on here because I'm going back over it with some water and some rouge. So I'm just trying to get some ink on here. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. And I'm going to do the middle. I'm trying to get the middle, but I don't want it super dark. All right. Now, I'm not using watercolor paper. If I was using watercolor paper, this would probably blend a little bit better. I didn't have any. I need to order some. All right. Look at that. Now, I know you're looking at that and thinking, oh my goodness, Melanie, I don't know about that. Well, just give me a minute. All right, so let's put It's a Girl over to the side, and we're going to bring in rouge. And the rouge is to darken it up. All right, I want to darken it up a little bit around the edges. I'm not doing a very good job here. There we go. It's a little bit harsh. We'll come over. Much better, much better. And all I'm doing is darkening the edges up a little bit. I just want to blend it out a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to go back in with the It's a Girl. In the middle. Now, okay. Now what I want to do, I think the little stamp sets are so cute in this collection. She has got, I'm going to pull this up. She has got the cutest little gingerbread and Christmas tree. So we are going to take, sorry about that. We're going to flip this over. If you've never seen this before, this is a cutting mat from Close to My Heart. And what's so cool about it, it's called a Versa mat. When you flip it over, it has the foam on it. I love that. All right, so we're going to take this, and I have the Christmas tree already on a block. Make sure it's cleaned. And I'm just going to take this Christmas tree, and I'm going to use It's a Girl. And I'm going to take this tree, and I just want to tone on tone. I'm going to take this tree and just put on this background. You're making your own background paper. Gosh, I love this. Look how cute this is. Okay. We're not done yet. All right. See, and you have blotchiness, but we're getting rid of it, right? Right? It's still not where you want it. So now what I'm going to do is take some water. Let me find some water. Okay. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. All right. Let's take, here we go. And I'm just going to spray some water. Right? And I'm going to take some kind of paper. Now, over here to the side, I have some tissue paper, paper towel work, whatever you got. And I am just going to blot that. I'm just going to try to blot that up. So it kind of, you know, gives a little bit of a watercolor effect. Let me look it up here. Oh, yeah. If you remember, Catherine Puller's inks are water reactive. So they react to water. Now, we are going to get our starry colors. I've linked these before on Amazon. I love these. I'm just about out on many colors, and I'm going to have to order some more. And I'm just going to take some of that squeaky clean. Not squeaky clean, that water. This is water in a squeaky clean bottle. And I'm just going to wet that really good, and I'm going to get just a water. I'm going to mix this up. This is the white, silvery. And I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to flick this on here. Now, I'm getting some good, wow. A little bit thicker than I wanted. That's okay. Okay. So I got a little bit bigger than what I wanted, and all I'm going to do is just blotch it. I mean, it's no big deal. Look at this. How, oh my goodness. I love this. Love this. Look how pretty that is. Guys, I love it. I like the big blotches. That is so pretty. All right, guys, let's pull this together and let's make a card. All right, so I have this one. Look, I also have this Technique piece. This one is lighter, obviously, because I used the cotton candy on this one. The blotches are a little bit smaller. The Christmas trees are lighter. So, you know, it's whatever you want to go for. All right, so we're going to bring in the paper. And we're going to see what paper. And I was kind of leaning towards this paper with it. We have the snowflake. Oh, that snowflake is gorgeous. And we also have this. So let's try one of these. Those are the ones that I think I want to try. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this panel. Let's see. Which one do I like better with this? Guys, I like the pink. All right, we're going to cut this panel at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right, so let me open this up by 5 1/2. This is a full panel card, okay? So we're going to bring this over here. We're going to get our card panel, and we're going to start building the card. So this is a full panel, so we're going to put that there. I think I'm going to use the, you know what? I think I'm going to use the darker one. And I think I want this smaller, so we're going to cut this down. We're going to cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5. All right. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because I want to see the paper behind it. Okay, and I'm going to take the rouge, and with just what I got on there, I'm just going to go over that where I cut. I'm going to take my, and just, okay. So, we got this. Oh, look at that, how pretty. We got this. Now, what do we want to do? Do we want to ground them? I haven't thought this out yet. I know I want this one. You know what, guys? I don't think we need anything. Let's do this one. Nope. Ooh, this is pretty. All right. All right, now what is the sentiment we're going to use on this? Let's figure this out. You know, let me see something. Let's flip this around. We might go landscape. I hope I'm in screen. Let's go landscape. And let's go with this one. Ooh, I like this. And let's go with this one. So we're going to go this up, this down. Nope. Guys, I'm not. I should have planned this a little bit better. All right. Okay. We've got warm winter wishes, and here's a cup of cheer. We're going to do warm winter wishes. And I am going to do that on the lake. So let's see here. Warm winter wishes. And this one, let's see. Maybe we go here, just in the middle. Yep, that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to do warm winter wishes. So I am just going to ink this really good. And I'm going to take a piece of paper because I have not used this sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp it off and just try to get it. Okay. So let's pull this in. And I'm going to come at the very bottom. Oh, that's so pretty. I love this color. It's on the lake. I love this color. I think it's so pretty. All right, let's put this panel together. We are going to use some ATG on the back of this because it's a little bit wonky. So we're just going to use this. And I just ran out. Okay, so we're going to pull this in. Are you guys excited about Christmas? I am. I'm super excited about Christmas. And this is the very first Christmas card that I've made all season. And guys, I didn't have a plan when I came on here. I need to do better. Usually I kind of plan things out, but I don't know. I just didn't. I just kind of been going by the seat of my pants here lately. All right, we're going to pop this up. Give this a little bit of dimension. And we're going to take the red and what's on here, I'm just going to go around a little bit. Okay. I have an idea for another one. We're going to do 2 cards today. All right, so there we go. There we go. Oh, that's so cute. I'm just going to use my glue press. Guys, I'm still loving this glue press. All right, we're going to glue this down. And we're going to get our Patagonian sequence. And we're going to bring in some of the blue to match the, I'm trying to find my jewel picker here, guys. I think we're going to get some of this blue. Yes. Oh, I love it when it comes together. So let's go sequence. No. We're going to do sequence, sequence, and a sequence. All right. Look at that. And there's our card. I'm going to wait and glue this on the card base after the sequence dries. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love this card. I love this card. Okay, let's make another quick card. Okay, I'm going to do total opposite. We're going to take this. I wish I had thought beforehand and done this a little bit different. So we're going to take this and we're going to take our It's a Girl. Let's just do this really quick. Right? And we're just going to ink blend It's a Girl on this. Right? Come in the middle a little bit. And then we're going to put this to the side here. And I'm going to take rouge and we're going to darken. We're just going to darken the side here a little bit. All right. And we're going to take our pink It's a Girl, a little bit in the middle. We're going to put some water on it, just like what we did earlier. Okay. And then I'm going to get my I don't know why this is doing that. Let's flick it. There we go. That is definitely more of what I was trying to get. Sometimes you just got to get dirty, guys. You just got to get in there and get dirty. Right? Get those fingers inky. Okay. All right. So, now, let's do card base. And we are going to do the winter print. Love this. And let's get us another card base. Right. I think I cut that wrong. What did I do? Did I cut that at 5? I did, guys. Well, shoot. I don't want to do that. I'll come back and use that piece. It's not a big deal. You know what? I'm going to totally change it up. We're going to do 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to keep the pink vibes going. Right. All right. So let's just take this and we're going to glue this on. Okay. We're just going to glue this on the base. Right. Look at this, how pretty this is going to be. And then on this one, I think we're going to use that. The brown. What do you think? Do the brown? Or do we want to do this one? Nope, we're doing the brown. Now, we're going to do something a little different on this. Let me find my brown blender pen. I think this is it. Let me see real quick, guys. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to take over coffee, and I've got my blender pen here, and I'm just going to get some brown on it. And I want to color this in, because this is going to be hot chocolate, right? A lot of brown here. That's okay. All right. Hot chocolate, coffee, whatever. All right, and we're going to do Warm Wishes again. So I think I left that on the block. I did. So let's take that. And we're going to do this one in olive. So let me clean this off a little bit. I'm going to get my squeaky clean here and just spray my block. I'm off screen here. And I think I'm going to pull in with an olive. I hope that shows up. We're going to try it, right? We're going to come. I make such a mess. We're going to come down here with Warm Wishes. Oh, look at that, how pretty. Okay, so Warm Wishes. And what I might do, I mean, that does kind of get lost. I might have to come back and do something a little different. If I do, I'll show you, but I think that's cute. We're going to pop this up. And we're going to pop up this. So how many Christmas cards do you guys do? I do a lot of Christmas cards. I'm not going to lie. I do a lot of Christmas cards. I mean, years past, I have sold them. I don't know what that looks like this year, but look how cute. What a cute, simple card. That is so cute. Even with that Warm Winter Wishes, when you have it, it might get a little bit lost on camera, but when it's right here in front of you, it's actually very, very pretty. I love this. This is so pretty. All right, and we're going to get our Patagonia. We're going to do some sequins, and I think I'm going to stick, maybe go with more of a pink. Nope, they get lost. Let's stick with that blue. Oh, I love this. Oh, yes, that is perfection. Perfection. That is perfection. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Look at that. Well, that one is just not wanting to stick. There you go. All right. What do you think? What do you think? I think that is so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this. Now, I'm going to finish off this paper just like I did with the fall cards. I'm going to make a bunch of cards, and I'm going to show you what I make one day this week. That is the video for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me pull in. Let me go ahead and I will glue this down. All right, I'm going to pull this in front of me a little bit, guys. A little bit out of screen to get it down. Make sure it's on there. All right. Look at those, how pretty. Guys, that's a pretty card. That is just a beautiful card. I love that card. Let's put in some of these. Look how pretty. Aren't these just adorable? These will make the cutest tags. I am definitely going to be making some tags for these. How pretty would this be on a gift card for Starbucks or somewhere? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I will go back and put some glitter on these. All right, guys, I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to hit 300. I'm almost there. So the goal is 3, 5, and 1,000. So I appreciate all the help that I can get. All right, guys, I look forward to Wednesday. Until then, I'll see you again. You all have a great day.